previously, the group of you have completed your jobs that you had picked up from the Order of the Iron Fang and returned to Armskirk. You collected your pay, spent some of said pay on various trinkets and baubles of delight with the Opulent Depths Merchant Guild's shop here at Armskirk. And then you saddled your horses and headed out. Your intentions at the time were to make a pit stop at the location that Willem felt homey in the darkness, and then travel on to Matron Toadtooth, and then Urcrypt by way of the henge located next to her property. From there, you would check in with Yerl and hope to utilize the Bodemall Stone the group of you have acquired sometime since when you completed the work for the Skyfire clan. You arrived at this ruin that Willem had fled to previously after the tiff the group had concerning his contribution, his eyes versus the rest of your eyes. Camped out and had ominous feelings. You found the entrance to the cellar that had been sort of blocked up. Heavy stones, it took you a good 10 minutes to clear, had fallen upon it. Looks like maybe the wall next to it had collapsed slightly. But clear it you did, and entered into a space Willem found familiar, that Aeolus swears is different than it was previously. You entered not a cellar of wine or ale, but a crypt. Aged. Walls have collapsed and soil has filled in from the outside, exposing natural caverns or areas washed through by water. You went about this space a little bit and called out to the darkness on Willem's behalf. Tried to find what it was that made this homey. And the darkness called back. Group of you were assailed by shadowy creatures. Visible to Willem, but invisible to the rest of you, icy claws that ran down your backs and sapped the very strength from your muscles. Dangerous, by all means. You tried to make the call, Aeolus, too late to flee. When the party was, at this point, so burdened by the heavy gear that you carry, you had no chance of fleeing. Together, you rallied, as Willem tried to command these things that they should listen to him, the darkness is his, and they refused. He finally relented and started telling the group of you where these things were, where they were attacking from, helping to direct your strikes. And between the combined weight of not just his instructions, but his attacks, and the rest of the group's spells and abilities, you managed to survive. Limping, weak, barely able to move, you made your way topside, content to not continue exploring this space. You found the horses and settled in for rest. You do complete your long rest, and this is where we pick up on the morrow. That will also bring us to the 13th of Kythorn. You are 7 days away from summer. The day is yours. What would you like to do?
So are we planning to visit Matron Toadtooth now? I think
don't
that
know.
was the plan.
Maybe someone should check on Willem. Is Willem at the camp?
Yeah, you're all there.
See.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you'd just be like, Willem, did you find what you were looking for down there?
I do not feel whole about the experience, no. I wish to take this place back from these creatures. Have we explored the fullness of these depths yet? Is it safe? Can we go down?
I think we might need to be a little bit stronger before we do that. Just my opinion, though.
You barely made it out, Willem.
I suppose we can shelf it for now.
Perhaps.
I would like to finish it. It
Well,
doesn't feel old.
This was all kind of contingent on your ability to control shadows. Is there something we can do to practice that before we come back? They didn't seem to listen to you, unfortunately.
No. I don't know. As stated, we can continue to grow stronger.
Do you have any idea why you might be the only one who can see them? Is it just your abilities?
I don't. It felt like home, and now I don't know.
Didn't you always had a stronger connection to the darkness? Or at least the pull towards the darkness? What? Did you feel something down there too?
When I first was down there, it felt like where I had first found my book and gained my power. I don't know. I thought I could grow further from going down here. Perhaps I was overly ambitious.
It
No.
smelled and felt differently. I haven't felt something as foreboding as this space.
Didn't you also say it looked different the last time you were here?
I swear that when I was trying to find Willem the last time, that was not the space that we entered. I don't know how other than to explain it.
I think maybe we should do more research before coming back here. There's just too many. There's just too many unknowns, and as
Let's
much as
reflect. Yeah.
as
I
much as I
agree.
want to help you, Willem, get stronger, and I believe your connection to this place isn't a coincidence, but there's people relying on us not to die in a cave somewhere, you know?
Yes, I accept that. Perhaps Toadtooth knows something. I don't know.
I would also suggest talking to the mayor of Urcrypt. Who knows what knowledge he might have.
Before we leave, can we cover up the entrance again? I don't want anyone else entering in there.
You can do so. Take you about 10 minutes or so. So you set out towards Matron Toadtooth. Well, Urcrypt by way of Toadtooth, correct?
I think we were going to stop in Elderthorn at least on the way back. Wasn't that the plan, or no?
Gotcha. All right.
Oh no, no, I
I
was
think for shopping. Yeah, I think if we
Yeah.
said we go shopping,
So
spend the money we
for,
got.
First day's travel. Siegfried, roll me a d20. All right.
be right back again.
Yep, no worries. You cover up this entrance in such a way that you're quite sure, Aeolus, that unless someone knew it was there, they're not going to find it. Even random passerbys. Hopefully protect travelers. Anyone passing through the area. And off the group of you set after confirming all of your supplies are ready to go. The conversation is grim, but normal travel conversation as you go. The sound is filled with... The air is filled with the sound of the wind and passing through the grasslands. And the pinwoods always close to your line of sight, just on the edge of your vision, a few miles away. The language practice that the two of you, you and Hellarest do, is flowing, and you're getting significantly better. It's about early afternoon. Maybe this would be Siegfried that notices it, but is then able to point it out to the rest of you. Just up ahead, just slightly off path from the direction that from your heading, you spot a plume of acrid black smoke sort of billowing up into the sky from somewhere in the plains region ahead of you.
Is it like a campfire size, or is it larger?
Make me a perception check.
Oh,
I don't believe you have exhaustion at the moment, do you?
no.
Not that it changed that much. Those were some great rolls that you wasted there. It looks to be quite a bit bigger, and the color's wrong. A campfire would be sort of gray or even colorless, with the right situation. This is like dark smoke. This is, it's billowing black, and it's quite a thick plume. It doesn't look to be a campfire.
Didn't we already see this one? Or,
You've not.
okay, good. Might be wrong.
Could we check it out and be on the lookout for anything that is disguising itself as rocks?
Probably smart, yes. Don't want to get ambushed again by this troll creature.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows how many of those things are out there, but we're out here to investigate weird things, right?
True.
Okay.
Alright.
Because you're being careful, I'd like the group of you to roll me a stealth check, please, as you approach.
Okay, I am going to activate my troll belt.
Okay.
God damn it.
And yeah, just activate bark skin.
Okay, sounds good.
My next character is going to be dexterity built.
No, it's not.
You're right. But I can hope and dream.
That was pretty good stuff.
Alright, so, yeah, that's a 27 for you, right, Siegfried?
Yeah, because
in a
past
natural environment. Yeah,
Yep.
for yourself. 27, 23, 6, natural 1 for 3, and 16. Okay. Good spread there. Um,
All over
you
the
get
place.
you get close, knowing that you're in the grasslands. There's not a lot of tall cover. At a certain point, you get off the horses, and you attach all of their bridles to the pup's sort of saddle. So you know your pup's not going to let the horses go away, but that way they don't wander into dangerous areas.
Like a
and-
shepherd dog.
Yeah.
Like a shepherd dog.
Yeah. And then carefully you'll get low enough in the grass and start getting closer. As you approach the camp, a scene of devastation starts to unfold before your eyes. The air hangs heavy with the acrid scent of the smoke on the breeze, mingled with the pungent scent of burnt fabric and wood. Dark plumes of smoke continue to rise and billow from the charred remnants of bedrolls and tents, swirling ominously into the sky. The crackling flames intermingle the eerie silence that seems to permeate the area. Amidst the destruction, those of you in the front are the ones who initially see it, but you see the lifeless forms of 3 individuals, their bodies sprawled motionless on the ground, their clothes singed and tattered, and their belongings scattered about, being overtaken by the flames that continue to dance around them, casting an eerie glow on their lifeless faces, despite the mid-afternoon sun. As you get even nearer to the camp, your footsteps crunching on the scorched earth. Usually in the lead would be Dunnan, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Dunnan, you're the one who hears it first. With the little bit of lead that you have. A faint moan catches your attention. Amongst the tragedy, you see one corpse, what you thought was a corpse, a man barely clinging to life, sort of seems like he's heard your approach, but you see the body is punctured with several arrow wounds, the shafts still protruding from his flesh. He lies amidst the smoldering ruins. What do you do?
You think there's someone still alive? Can also be a trap.
Sorry. Was he in the fire? Did I catch that correct?
There's the ruined campsite, most of which is in some degree of being eaten up by flames. There's the 3 charred and burnt and dead bodies, and then this one, which you would have thought to have been a 4th, but he's been singed a little bit, but he has arrow wounds.
I'll turn around to the group and say, I'll get a little closer, watch my back and the surroundings, and I'll try to get to that person on the floor, on the ground.
Alright.
But watching the surroundings as I get closer.
Gotcha. He's trying to still be somewhat stealthy, keeping a glance around.
Well, yeah, shields in front, defensively approaching, yeah.
Gotcha. About 15-20 seconds of your approach, being careful, making sure, feel quite confident that you're in good headspace, you're not being watched. And the camp is deserted, as far as you can tell. Only this individual still remains, most likely not for long. As you get close, you can see the agony is etched upon his face, evident. The feeble attempts to call for help are barely audible. The camp's grim silence is broken only by the crackling of the fire that's finishing devouring the tents, and the anguished gasps of this wounded man. It's a somber scene. You know that time is of the essence with those wounds.
Okay. Am I close next to him?
Yeah, you're next to him at this point.
Okay, I'll reach down and heal him for 10 points with lay on hands.
Okay. The magic flows from you, but the wounds do not close. You feel the ability leave you. You imparted the strength. The wounds do not close. As you sort of holding him, trying to focus, he's not healing.
But it's solid when I touch him. It's not a illusion.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Oh. It's not working. I tried healing him. I'll get close to his face. What happened to you?
As you're sort of cradling his head, his eyes are just roaming about unfocused. He just sort of looks at you, but you get the sense that he's looking through you as well. It came out of nowhere.
Who?
Arrows. Tearing through. He coughs and a gout of blood sort of spills down his chin. It was an ambush. His head rolls a little bit and he looks around. I couldn't save.
How long ago?
It didn't work. He's
What
sort of
didn't work?
clutching at his chest for the moment with his hand.
Kelly's gonna do life transference.
Sure.
Even if it just makes him able to talk for a little bit, we need to get as much information as possible. So,
Sure. Go ahead and roll that. At this point, as you've come into the camp and are seeing all of this directly in front of you, go ahead and roll 4d8 for me, please.
I would like to pop detect magic.
Sure. Noted. Spell slot?
Yep.
Okay. So Helaras, you take 13, and he heals 26.
Yep.
Helaras, as you feel the magic take hold, and you wince as you feel the pain in your muscles, passing this energy along to this individual. You can see he's looking around frightfully, and his wounds do not close. He is unable to be healed. He's coughing more blood, and he digs out a holy symbol in the middle of his shirt. It sort of clutches it tightly, and it says, his eyes look around frightfully.
Do I sense anything on him with detect magic?
You do not.
Okay.
Something does ping, but I'll tell you about that in a second.
Okay. Just for good measure, I would try lesser restoration on him as well.
Okay. No
See if that
effect.
affects him. Yep.
As you've now joined your companions here, confirmed that there's nothing around, and you try to impart the spell, looking at him as you place your palm against his shoulder. And he sort of looks up at you, gives a wheeze, trying to get as much air as he can into his chest and unable to through the blood now clogging his esophagus. You watch the little bit of light that still remained in those unfocused eyes fade into nothingness as he expires. Body goes limp in your hands, Dunnan.
Usually when I try healing them, it works. Do you know of any curses or anything that prevents healing? And
Siegfried, you do get a ping on detect magic from inside one of the burning tents. It's the only thing that you don't expect.
I point to the group. There's something in that tent.
can I also try to use divine sense for any
Certainly.
undead or whatever?
You pop your divine sense. Nothing registers to it. You feel comfortable with that.
So, at least they're not undead. Something ambushed them, he said, but didn't mention what.
Siegfried would go over towards the burning tent. Can I make out what's in there? Or is it just totally inflamed right now?
It's flames and smoke at the moment.
Okay. Are the flames themselves magic, or is
No,
it
they are not.
is somewhere else? Okay.
No. You can tell that this acrid black smoke is being caused by the oiled and waxed canvas of these tents and the bedrolls to waterproof them still being burnt, and that's what's causing all of this dark acrid smoke. But
Can
it is
I
regular fire.
investigate the corpse I'm now holding? Is it there any insignia, any
Sure.
find out what affiliation he has to Elthorn or Armskirk or any particular group?
Roll me an investigation check. DC is not high on this. Join secret. Noted. Oh, easy enough done. You do a quick pat down over his pockets. You find a small coin purse. It's got like 7 silver in it. But as you're sort of patting it down, his arm sort of falls limply to his side, and you see looks to be a silver chain with this holy symbol that he had clutched, sort of tucked into his shirt slightly. So you sort of pull on the chain, and you reveal a holy symbol of 2 concentric rings overlaid over one another. It's like a Venn diagram in a vertical alignment. It could be a history check or religion check, your choice.
It's the same.
Great roll. You recognize the symbol, Dunnan. It's the same holy symbol that you found in the possessions of Mayor Tidell.
Crap. I'll tell the others. Guys, I don't think that they were good guys here. And I'll show them the symbol. I recognize these? The same as Major Tidell had.
Siegfried, is there any way to put the fire out on this tent?
Yeah. Siegfried would like to cast create water above the tent.
Okay. Make a downpour.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. That will extinguish the exposed. In a quick moment, a literal flash flood. The fires are extinguished across the entire camp. It's a 30-foot cube. Yeah. All of you are also damp, but there is no more burning.
Yeah, and I can't remember. Did any of us? Do we know who the holy, like the deity, the holy symbol belongs to, or have we not discovered that yet?
You have suspicions, but you've had no confirmation.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll ask Helly. Do you recognize this?
Nope. Actually, does Helly recognize this?
The symbol the man was wearing? The one that it matches the platinum one that Mayor Tidell wore. No.
Yeah, nothing more than Dunnan.
It also was
What's the meaning of
emblazoned
this?
upon the doors into the area where you eventually found Mayor Tidell.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we
Maybe.
should.
Are the
roll
other-
into it.
Other corpses burned to crisp, or are they,
They all are seriously burned, but they all
Okay.
Doing a brief inspection, you do confirm they all have arrow wounds as well.
Then
the
it-
arrows have been removed from those wounds, though, such as they were attempted.
They
to be
recovered
healed.
them?
Do we recognize the arrows? Are they made a particular way? Do they look like maybe the Watch could have done this?
They're very clearly not arrows of Elderthorn.
Okay.
As you manipulate one of the ones that Dunnan had removed from this individual before he tried to place the lay on hands, as he would have needed to do, it cracks in your hand. It was extremely brittle. Much more brittle than it should be.
Can I take a look around and maybe find out where the source of the ambush was, like a higher ground or some, I
Yeah,
don't know,
track
tree or
or something.
something where I could.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be a survival check. I'll allow 2 rolls on this. Any 2 of you.
I shouldn't.
When Aeolus comes up to me,
No.
I'd like to just say something to him too.
I'll roll 1.
Good roll, Dunham. Look at
Rolling
that.
nice.
There's high numbers in
Nice.
there. Yeah. Nice. Alaras, you want to make the other one?
Sure.
All right, go for it. All right, the 2 of you sort of brief once over, looking around, trying to figure out the source of where these ambushers were. We'll come to that in a moment. Siegfried, Aeolus.
When Aeolus comes up to Siegfried, Siegfried would say, "That person didn't stop bleeding until no matter how much healing we did. Do you think it was self-inflicted, like one of yours?"
You know, that raises a very interesting red flag. I, to my knowledge, I haven't heard of anything of that manner.
But say if you activated one of your curses that damaged yourself and you were mortally wounded, would that curse still be into effect until the moment you died?
Yes,
So it's possible.
it is. That's a bit worrisome. We'll have to look into that.
I mean, Mayor Tadell was directly working with someone like you, and she didn't
Yeah.
seem surprised by your abilities.
No,
Maybe
and
it was connected to more others like you. Or
That is
maybe that guy is somehow back again. Who knows? We have killed him twice.
if Alon is back, I'm going to grind his face into the dirt.
Maybe next time we just separate all the body pieces and bury them in different places. I bet it would be harder to come back that way.
That is a good idea.
Yes, it is.
That or some horror story style, as many pieces as we chop them up into, that
And
many
just-
come back.
Just throw him.
Like a
That'd be
hydra.
terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remind me to get some sacks from the store just in case, though.
Yeah. But I just point out to Aeolus, I sense something magic coming from over there. That tent. No, that's not on fire.
All right. I'll enter the tent. Is there
crumbles
smoke in the tent?
around you? Everything's billowing up, this steam and like the remnants. The fire's extinguished. Everything's still hot. The dampness is still being effectively rapidly boiled away by the remaining embers and charcoal that has been or coals of the fires. Pardon me. So you're walking into basically a billowing steam, but you're able to find the thing that Siegfried pointed to. Or there's one thing that's not damaged within this. It's a small chest. It's about a foot wide, about 6 inches deep, and 6 inches tall. And it's rectangular.
I'll hold the chest up to Siegfried. Is this what you?
Yeah. Is the chest itself magical, or am I
It is.
sensing something?
That's the source of the magic that you.
Okay, I mean, it makes sense. It didn't burn up. Yeah.
Yeah. As that's happening, Halarast, Dunnan, the 2 of you are doing a perimeter check. Both to try to see where these ambushes were positioned, perhaps, and confirm that whatever it was, your group of you are safe now as you're sort of milling about in this space. The 2 of you, with your considerable skill, are unable to locate any degree of tracks in the area. at all that you can't immediately exclude as your own. You all feel, the two of you feel quite sure that whoever was here is no longer present, and they all were skilled enough to not leave a trail in the wake of this attack. What the group of you fail to notice is the knocked arrow pointing right at your back, Dunnan. The bow half drawn already. The cold eyes of Lend looking out from underneath the hood of his cloak. Invisibly, he releases the string and stows the arrow once again to a quiver into which it disappears. As far as the two of you know, you're totally safe here. There's nobody around. You're good.
I am going to step.
Must have all the. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to step a little bit away from Siegfried and see if I'm able to open the box.
Certainly. As you, as they're finishing their search, confirming that there's nobody around that's going to do them harm, you emerge triumphantly from this clout and billowing cloud of steam and white smoke, and work on the box. It's not locked. There's a small latch on the front to just keep it closed, but there's no lock upon it. As you open it, the chest itself weighs about maybe 5 pounds. You open it, nestled within, in a padded interior, are 2 massive chunks of green crystal that you recognize.
Let's close it immediately.
Yep. Yeah. I latch the box.
Don't let anyone get that, Aeolus. Keep it on.
Yeah. No. It's staying with me for the moment.
Just to confirm, it is the crystal they think it is, right?
Yeah, it is. The same crystal that the group of you saw being thrown into the waters in the bottom of that mine.
Then maybe these archers did us a favor, right? These people are heading east.
You have no idea where this camp was going.
All right, that makes sense.
Give me a... I'll say it's a history check. Give me a history check.
If it helps at all, I have my feet as well, but I'll make a history check.
Yep, it's fine. That's not what's being applied.
Yeah.
It's an intelligence check, but if you had a bonus for history, I was going to allow it to apply.
Yeah. I do not.
Based on what Hellerast and Dunnan report, like no tracks in the area, you can safely make the supposition that these people seem to maybe have been camped here for a couple days, up to this point, and any tracks that they might have left might have been worn away by that point. So you can't tell which direction they were going.
Yeah, makes sense. I just asked Aeolus, do you think the people who attacked the camp knew about this chest? I mean, if it was a robbery, why would they leave something so obviously magical?
Well, that's very true. So, if it wasn't a robbery, and
it seems like they just simply slaughtered these people. I mean,
Maybe it was something personal.
I mean, contaminating the waters of Elderthorn is as personal as it gets.
Mm.
But who besides us would have that information?
I mean, Dunnan's friends.
Well,
Yeah, but I don't think they're anywhere in the area.
No, I mean, if anyone would trade that information, I believe it'd be those two. But then there's also the watch.
Those arrows aren't watch arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, in all of my time, I've never heard of the watch just
Going out that far.
decimating.
Yeah.
Make
Oh.
it a Dunnan, you were there, and Aeolus, I'll say you also can make it. So you make me medicine checks, please.
There's the balance.
Alright. You don't know what it is, Aeolus, but you have a suspicion based on the description, and the non-standard arrows and the brittle nature of them. They were likely envenomed in some way, such as to make these wounds unable to be healed. It's the only thing that, with your training, sort of comes to mind. But beyond that, you're not sure. You've never heard of a particular plant or animals whose venom can cause such a grievous wound. But it's the only thing that sort of comes to your mind as the group of you talk about the arrows.
Aeolus
Whoever
mentioned-
did this is very skilled.
Well, and I have to say they did us a service, as it seems, because those, and I point to the corpses on the floor, I'm sure did not have good intentions with those crystals you have in the box.
If Aeolus mentions that the arrows are poisoned, could I try to do a nature check to maybe see like a short list of plants that could do this in the area?
You can try.
Okay.
It is a DC 27.
Okay. Nope.
Oh,
You eat the arrow.
I don't think I could get it with
Yeah,
the
no.
nat 20
You don't have
anyways.
enough bonus.
Wanted to-
You rack your brain and you can't even name the first of a venomous plant that you can think of. You're quite preoccupied at the moment.
Well,
Not
I
in.
think,
What to do with the crystals?
I think we need to
Bring
get
them
it
back?
I think we need to get it to the watch as soon as we can.
actually, I don't think we should take these to the watch.
So what do you propose then?
Taking it to someone that is much older,
The matron?
or our friend at Urcrypt.
Mm.
Who's older than you, Aeolus? You're the oldest person I know.
Yeah, you better respect it.
Okay, Aeolus, if it's your call, I'll follow you, but
Well,
we're gonna have to make a report when we go back.
oh, we will. But if there is anyone that may possibly know more of these crystals, we have to. I think we have to find individuals who are able to live through experience and not read it out of a history text.
That's, then I totally forgot the name. The gnome guy we gave the original samples to the crystal to.
Help it.
Yep.
You gave
Help
him a
it.
very small sampling. That's all you
Do you
had.
think we should at least give Kelpip one of them?
I think so.
I mean, I honestly kind of trust him. He seemed very concerned for Elderthorn.
Yeah, and if he's able to ascertain anything else with a larger sample, he can report it to whom he sees it. Conan, can I hold on to that holy symbol.
Sure. I think the others also have one. I mean, you can take all 4 of them if you want.
Are they all platinum, or are they made
No,
out of
none
a
of them are. These
Okay.
are all steel.
Okay.
They're not quite pricey.
Maybe these people appear to be a different rank than Mayor Tadell. I think that's how that works.
Probably. Question is, what were they doing out here?
Well,
Mhm.
at least they're not doing anything else.
No.
Can I, on the one that isn't burnt,
Mhm.
I would like to.
They all have some degree of wounds from the fire, but yeah, the most recently dead one.
Yes. Can I start to remove pieces of their clothing / armor to see if they have any identifying scarification?
So they are not currently wearing any armor, leading you to believe, yes, they were ambushed when they thought they were most safe. As you remove the tunics and the things that they would have worn underneath light armor, such as hide or leathers, you don't see any notable scarification. You see the tips of the fingers on their left hand are blackened a little bit, along with their toes. Make a medicine check. You know what it is. These are the signs of frostbite at some point in this person's past. It looks like it's not recent. Maybe at some point over the last winter. But it was just the beginnings, and it seems like it had been halted, but there still was some small amount of tissue death. You do not see any notable scarification upon their body, though. Nor do you find any tattoos.
Well, the only question I have is, what do we do with their bodies? Do we lay them to rest properly? Or
I
Why
think so.
bother?
I mean, we should give respect to all life.
that's
I think
that's
it's
kind
a
of what
waste
my
of time because they were not respecting the ones they killed with poisoning the water. I say let them rot here.
We still
But-
don't know what was going on here.
Hmm.
And
I assume the worst because we found the crystals. So,
I mean,
but
it is also possible that they weren't aware of what the crystals did and were tasked to transport them.
whatever, they were working with the wrong side, and these
Siegfried,
crystals would have done harm to whoever they were transporting it, or that person would have done harm to somebody else.
no,
It's true.
you
Are
don't
we
have to,
really wasting our energy on those type of people?
I'm not wasting energy on them. I'm wasting energy on myself. If you don't want to join, just keep watch for a little bit.
I mean, we're here. If you think about it in the sense of, if we were to bury them and put their bodies to rest, anyone else that passes by won't step into something that they shouldn't.
Well, you do you. I would just let them have, I don't know, let them get eaten by some animals. At least they are worth something then, but well, if you want to dig some graves for them, you do you. It takes quite a while, but
those of you who choose to dig spend the next, let's see, 2 hours making some, albeit shallow, graves, enough to be able to bury these bodies in such a way that the mound of earth won't wash away and reveal them in the next rain. But you give them the minimum that a person would deserve. You have about 2 hours left of daylight by the time you finish.
Happy now? Can we move on?
Yeah, let's travel a bit more and find a place to camp. Unless we want to camp here.
For what? Let's make the best of it. We wasted enough time. Let's get a move on. Dallin just jumps on the bloody pup and starts riding.
Before we go, I just want to make sure they, don't have any food that was good that's left to, rot. One sec.
Give me an investigation check.
Was that a yawn check?
Yeah,
I couldn't quite hear you.
Investigation check.
I'd like to call it a cheeseburger check, please.
You find you find the box that they were carrying their food in. You figure that they might have had a pack meal at some point that's now gone, based on the presence of this. However, it has been burnt and destroyed. I assume this would happened at some point during the digging as well.
No cheeseburger.
Nope.
Willem leaves, sadly.
The last few hours of daylight pass comfortably, although perturbed as you may be at the attempted saving of that individual sort of tumbles about in your heads. Hellerast and Aeolus, you can add 2 hours to your language for the day overall.
What's the full total now?
You need 50, but I believe you're close.
We are 42.
42. Okay. I didn't know if I missed any hours last week. I've got 42 now.
Yeah, I was making the sheet up also.
Willem's been studying that book. Have I been getting closer to learning that ancient language?
The one that you found in Urcrypt?
Yeah.
That's a spell book. You've determined what that is.
I thought that was in that language. That I guess
No.
I misunderstood.
No.
My bad.
All good. You have ascertained what that book is at this point. You've studied it sufficiently that you recognize it is an arcane spell book. Not
Good
that
one
it's
for spells, the one for
utilized by
languages.
you. But the rest of the day passes quietly, and you set up camp. A fleeting thought sort of makes its way through each of your minds in its own time. That group was attacked when they were at camp, and they thought they were most safe, and that was disturbed and stolen from them. You're on edge as you make camp for the evening. On edge as you eat and set watches. The pup definitely picks up on it. An uneasy and fitful night takes each of you in its own time. Presently, the morning does arrive, though. A group of you long rest, recover all of your abilities and any damaged hit points, and set out again. travel this day goes well despite unpleasant weather. It is overcast, and Siegfried confirms it's going to rain before the day is out. And with his immense skill, it does start to pick up rain about half an hour before the group of you ride into Elderthorn. It is just past noon by the time you arrive on the 14th of Kythorn in Elderthorn. Where would you like to go?
Helly's hungry. She's heading to Buka's.
Noted. Easily done.
I think me and Aeolus might head straight to Kelpip.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will tell Tanin and tell him, like, if you want anything, the establishment is your best possibility to find anything magical or custom. But if you're looking for armor, you guys know where to go. And we head off.
Well, I'm in a sour mood, so I'm in dire need of some ale. Maybe tomorrow.
I'll come along, but we do need to look for those items of vast power tomorrow and armor. First sales on me.
Alright, so
It's a sound I like.
is everyone going to Buka's then?
I
Or are you
think
going to
Siegfried
Kelpip?
and I are.
Yeah,
so you're
it's
going to Kelpip.
still heading.
Okay.
Yeah, two of us are going to Kelpip.
Alright,
Yeah.
so the other three of you head to Buka's. It's bustling at the
Be the
moment.
gate, yeah.
The sour weather, that started a little while ago, means that farm hands don't need to really be working at the moment, as the fields are currently getting their drink on as well. So farm hands do it also. The Buka's offering today is a delectable roasted game hen. Get half a hen with your meal. Succulently seasoned with a blend of fragrant herbs and spices. The golden brown skin glistens enticingly, hinting at juicy tenderness. Accompanying it is a generous serving of roasted root vegetables, filling up about 2/3 of your plate. It's drizzled with a tasty oil that adds a nice richness to everything. Then, to complete the meal, a side of warm, crusty bread is served to soak up the last bit of the succulent juices that sort of permeate the dish. It's a delightful meal. One that she doesn't serve all the time, but it seems like she was able to get a batch of hens to serve said meal. So all of you who are eating and drinking, mark off 4 silver for the meal and an ale.
I'll compliment Buka on the food. Just great coming back from adventure and having some nice meal from Buka.
Those of you headed to Kelpip's, this would be Siegfried and Aeolus. As you head over to Kelpip's establishment, you enter through the familiar space, place your hands upon the stone as the dirt and grime of the travel is whisked away from your forms, disappearing through the grate beneath your feet, and then step into the familiar space. A good minute passes before he greets you, appearing from somewhere in the back. Hello, how you doing?
Well, we survived quite an arduous trek, but we're glad to be back.
It's a nasty day out there.
Yes. How have you been? Anything happen while we were gone?
Oh, this and that. Nothing too bad that I can't deal with. Things are moving along, at the very least. And
Could I insight check Kelpip?
sure, go ahead and make an insight check.
Not that I don't trust him. I just double checking.
Yeah, go ahead. Try to murder my shopkeeper.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to murder Kelpip.
I don't
Kelpip
think
would
that-
just one-shot us.
I'm pretty sure like all shopkeepers in 5e are like level 20 retired adventurers.
Yeah, right?
Nah, y'all could totally murder Buka.
No, absolutely not.
Oh yes.
She's
I
a
go to
level
stab
0.
the barkeep. Everyone stabs me.
She dies.
But yeah, I assume I don't see and sense anything unusual. So
Yep, it came up. There we go. 9. No, seems straightforward.
well,
nothing. Just
me
made a
and
few good sales, but other than that, nothing particular.
I mean,
what brings you
honestly,
by?
that's relieving. I'm glad there wasn't any any news, honestly. But we have some
Nah,
information.
it caught me in a good mood. Made some
Yeah.
coin today. Oh, wait, well, a few days ago. Pardon me. But no, what can I do for you?
We have some sensitive information to share with you. Is there a secure place we can speak? I assume we can just speak here.
He sort of smirks and rolls his eyes as he twists one of the rings on his finger, and you hear the latch of the doors engage and lock behind you. We can speak here now.
That's kind of terrifying, but I'm glad you're a friend. Anyways, I just nudge Aeolus. I guess it's time to show him.
He raises up a chair and just sits behind the bar top that he uses as his counter. Show me what?
Aeolus will using his overcoat as cover, will reach into his bag, open the box, and pull out one of the pistols. We found individuals holding this.
Make me a sleight of hand check. You're trying to open the chest inside your bag
Yep.
and not be obvious about it.
Hey, it's a lot better than I thought Aeolus would roll.
Yeah, not for the size of the chest though.
Nope.
A lot of fumbling happens. That Siegfried notices. As you produce the crystal, you sort of get a look up over the spectacles that Kelpip has, and he just sort of passes by all of that fumbling. All right. Oh, my. That's a big one. You're looking to get rid of it? I could use it. I've run out of the supplies you left me with previously. I think I'm close to an arcane solution.
That was our plan. We figured you were the best person to give it to.
Let me get something to contain that. You're an idiot for carrying it so loose in your own pack such as that.
I mean, it's why they send us out there.
I'm not the smartest of us.
It's not the only thing.
I didn't snort any this time.
Thought you went to Buka.
Where the fuck did he come from?
He pulls out one of the drawers of the card catalog of wall of drawers behind him, and gets a small chest. Here, place it within this. Let me see what I can spare to pay the group you with. That's a hefty supply.
So, when Kelpip pulls out the chest, does that chest look like the one we found in the camp?
It does. It's made out of a different looking wood. It has bands upon it. You see a few arcane sigils are carved on each of the faces of it. His has a dome on the top of it. It's not the same make.
Okay.
But you suspect it has similar purpose, and based on the icons and enchantment upon it.
I just wanted to. It doesn't seem like whoever carried this chest before bought it from Kelpip.
No.
Okay.
I mean, they might have. You'd have no idea what degree of chests this
Yeah.
individual stocks, but they're
I'll-
not.
I'll-
They're not by the same maker.
I'll just ask Kelpip. Kelpip, those chests, are they in demand?
I mean,
Anyone grab one recently?
not that I can think of, but it's not difficult to ward a chest against magical malady.
Okay.
Is there a
thin sheet of lead and a little bit of enchantment to protect yourself from anything that might leak through if should it be damaged. Most basic enchanters can do something like that.
Is there a way for you to track like a signature?
No,
If there is one?
not of a way that I'm aware. It seems some unreasonable, but typically the arcane means to track associated with individuals, not items. And still, it's difficult and limited to brief glimpses into their goings-ons. He places the crystal within and then carefully shuts the lid of the chest. I should, if this is, I mean, it looks like it should be enough, hopefully. But I should have enough here to finish my arcane tests, and if I'm successful in those, in about a month's time, I'll have a ward on all the wells I'll start placing wards on all the wells in and around Elderthorn. Prevent the contamination of any water from being passed through that ward. So we should be in good shape after that. This is a hefty bit though, so I hope it's enough. If you do come across any more, don't hesitate to. But let me get you something for this. I feel guilty just taking it. Sort of scratch his chin for a moment. Y'all are, in your own admission, kind of idiots. Are any
Very
of you inclined to be able to heal your companions?
And Siegfried raises his hands. One of his hand.
Alright,
He just raises both hands like,
Yeah,
hey,
me!
me!
Maybe.
sort of, Kelvin pulls a drawer from the back half of the bar top. Sort of rummages for a moment. Ah, here it is. Produces a small leather pouch and tosses it to you, Siegfried. There you go. That'll hopefully help you at some point. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
That's what my mom always said. I'll take a look in the pouch.
Inside is a small diamond.
Ooh.
Oh.
Is this worth 300 gold, Kelpip?
It'll suffice for a single revivify.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Kelpip. This is quite generous. I've been searching for one of these for a while.
Well, they don't come through too often, but as I said, I made some good coin the last few days, so I'm happy to be a little bit extra generous. Especially when you are providing something that's helping my family, too.
Well, if I have any coin to spend in the future, I will make sure to spend it here.
Okay.
I have a new batch of potions as well, if you're looking. Just got them in.
I ask Aeolus, do you mind if I peruse?
Oh no, that's what I'm here for as well.
He
And-
gestures to a shelf off to the other side of the room where all of the busyness is. Says, third shelf on the left. And 2 down. That's everything that I just got in, if you want to take a look.
Yeah, Siegfried will absolutely take a look and show Aeolus as well.
Help it. Have you
Yeah.
heard of Urcrypt?
I can't say it rings a bell. He says after a pregnant delay.
I don't think we're supposed to talk about this, Aeolus. I think that's what he's saying.
Aeolus will slowly reach into his bag and pull the box out.
The chest that you found?
Yeah. My initial thought was to bring a friend of ours this to see if they would be able to give us any further history or information on it. And I'll slide the chest onto the countertop. But if you're able to keep Elderthorn safe,
So it opens the box. Well, it's good to know you're not as stupid as you claim to be every now and then.
Sometimes it's better just to let people assume you're dumb.
I don't disagree. I could certainly use this. I mean, with both, it looks to be about 2 pounds worth. Quite sure I could finish my enchantments, if you don't mind.
yeah,
I think that should be the priority, Aeolus.
He sort of nods. As he sort of points towards Siegfried calling from the other side of the room. I'm afraid I only have one of those. I can't provide you with more than that. Tell you what, take that the vial second from the left. Maybe it'll help as a compensation.
Thank you, Kelpip. You're doing a lot for our town.
That is a potion of growth.
Ooh.
ooh,
I hand that one over to Aeolus. You wanted power and strength. Here it is in a vial.
so what does this do? And
It makes you get big for about a minute or so.
This might be good for Dunnan as well.
I think he would be frightening with this, and it may uplift his mood.
Yes, I agree.
Kelpip, do you have any other pieces of merchandise other than potions? We recently completed a job and are looking to spend our payment.
Certainly. Well, you said we. Does that mean your companions and you?
Yes.
Well, let me pull some things and swing back by tomorrow morn, and I'll have a selection prepared for the group of you.
Sure thing. Thank
Sounds
you,
good.
Kelpip.
Thank you. If you need something from us, please let us know.
Always, as he twists the ring on his finger, and you hear the locks on the front door disengage.
I think we need that for the house.
Probably some sort of fire suppression.
Why'd you gotta bring the fire into it?
As the group of you leave with those words. Those of you at Buka's, as you are eating, drinking, carousing for the afternoon, any activities for the rest of the day?
How long are Aeolus and Siegfried gone?
A little bit less than an hour.
Okay.
Ellie's going to get seconds.
Certainly. It is.
Dunnan had 2 wheels.
Sure, mark off an extra.
Imagine
2
Ellie
seconds.
eats at least like 4 chickens worth of.
It is very easy to eat a full hen to yourself.
These aren't
Oh, yes.
game
Yes,
hens.
it is.
These are hens.
Yeah.
Um,
No, yeah. I have eaten a full hen to myself. Not a proud moment, but it's happened.
But it is delicious, succulent, and messy.
Willem is trying to learn new recipes.
Sure. Make me a persuasion check. To see how long the conversation of recipes can be held with Buka. reasonably long. You get all of the information about how she's had the hens seasoned and brined for a day ahead of time, before roasting them to give them that nice, crisp, golden roasted skin. The root vegetables were locally sourced from some of the farms, and had Kelpip take a look at them just to be safe before being thrown into the fires. It
Do you
cannot
put salt
fantastic.
in the inside to push out the juices, or do you prefer without?
Well, they were in the brine for all of that time to desiccate the meat, so that's how they get nice and crispy. But so you get the whole recipe from her regarding this.
Fair.
It's doable with the right infrastructure. Not something that's very good to do on the road, so to speak. Which makes it a nice treat for the group of you, which is pleasant. The comfort of being in a safe space for a good evening amongst friends and a barkeep that you're not expecting to swindle you every turn is a relief that the group of you didn't know you needed.
Can Dunnan do something before we continue?
Yeah.
Before Aeolus or while Aeolus and Siegfried join, Dunnan would be in the middle of, I don't know, hitting on a girl or something that catches, or someone that catches his eye.
Anything
He
that
hadn't
catches
had
his
a
eye.
company. Yeah, he hadn't had company in a while, so
Sure.
Honey, stop touching me that way.
Make a
not unwilling.
make a make a persuasion check and a deception check. Just for your general carousing.
Damn, the ale's kicking in.
Yeah. Okay. So, it goes well enough for you. There is a milkmaid that sort of giggles a little bit
Milkmaid.
more than you're used to at your jokes, and then gives you side eye when you start telling your grandiose tales of flingly dangliny. You get the feeling that maybe she sort of knows that you're embellishing the tales some, but she doesn't call you out on it. And well into the evening, you find quite a bit of fun. Mark off 14 silver for your and her beverages.
Want the Constitution saving throw or not?
No.
I think he meant, does she need to make one?
Nope.
Damn, wanted to use the inspiration for bedroll.
We've all heard about dwarfs, and their stamina.
Yeah.
Her name is Siobhan. And she works at one of the farms just north of Elderthorn and the trade winds. And it is goats. Goats do better here than cattle.
I also assume that she looks kind of like the goats.
Nah. I mean, maybe to your eyes, Willem.
Or maybe brays like them, perhaps. But then again,
You have a fun-filled evening with her, Dunnan. The rest of you notice Dunnan's missing after about 4 hours of drinking and eating. as is his new companion, Siobhan. No idea where they went. Clearly they must have both gone home alone. Totally not together. But the evening is had.
And introduced you to the pub.
The group of you check and stable your horses and the bloody mad dog outside. While Dunnan is elsewhere introducing Siobhan to the pup.
Is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah.
Mm.
A good evening is had by all. She is human, also. But anything else that evening that the rest of you would like to accomplish?
Siegfried might just try and practice a song again, maybe like an updated version of their travels without all the conspiracy stuff. Like maybe a song about the Orc tribe and what happened there.
Make a performance check for me, please.
Yeah,
with
before.
advantage.
Yeah. Awesome. I was about to enhance ability, but I don't need to
Yeah.
do that. There we
You've
go.
had ample time at this point to practice and sort of put this thing together.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah. It goes off well. Add 4 silver back into your inventory. It's converted. A lot of it comes as copper, but
Yeah, I don't even take the silver. I just hand it over to Buka. I just say tip for the house.
she does get you a cheap ale.
Yeah.
In exchange, just to be kind, but clearly not worth the 4 silver worth.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, let's roll a check for that. But the performance goes over well. People are enraptured by the songs of the group's exploits so far. Ask for another and another as the evening drags on and the shadows grow long.
Maybe if I hear Dunnan lying, or like not try to convince the milkmaid of his exploits, I'll just switch to a point in the song that corroborates him. Just try to help him.
By the time
He's already gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah. They
But,
are
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
yeah.
Then
He's utilizing his holy aura.
yeah.
Ah,
Oh boy.
that gives a whole new meaning to lay on hands.
Yeah.
Even use some spiritual weapon.
Ah,
Did?
Yeah. A pleasant evening passes for all, though. Aeolus, no luck.
I think,
Nothing more than just focusing.
Siegfried's still not used to going to Aeolus's house, so I think when he excuses himself, he'll just go back to his barracks at the dorm.
Okay.
Dorm at the barracks.
Into your bunk in Blackburn.
Yep.
Sure. The group of you do complete your long rest. Eventually. A late morning is had. And let's take our mid-session break here.
Awesome.
Right.
About
I don't want a
9
break.
About 9-ish minutes, back on 50. Sounds good?
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
back into it. Dunnan, you wake up comfortable, satisfied, still somewhat tired.
In a better mood.
Yeah, but you are due at the establishment, as was I assume communicated at some point to the other members of the group for the morning activities.
I may have just left like a wake up call with Buka.
Yeah, one by one, you make your way to the establishment in your own fashion, maybe shielding your eyes from the impossibly bright sun in the wake of yesterday's storms and rain. It's a little bit much for those of you who caroused extra hard. Pardon?
I said, Aeolus is there like super early.
Yeah, you're that guy that's sitting outside for an hour before the shop opens, like, oh, I'm waiting in line. It's like,
do we have to make a horror save for the sun?
Not yet.
Oh no, it's Constitution
Yet.
save.
The group of you eventually all meet up and are permitted to enter into the establishment.
Yeah, and then, when I meet Dunnan, I'll be like, here, Dunnan, here. And I would
What?
hand him the vial. And...
A morning shot for me?
No, don't drink it.
Don't take it.
What?
Not yet, not yet.
He was trying to open it.
No.
What is it?
It's a very valuable magic potion. One-time use. If you drink it, you'll grow in size.
Everything grows in size?
Yes, your whole body, your weapons, your armor.
That would have been handy last night.
Surely. But
Wow.
we figured we wanted to raise your spirits a little bit, so here you
A
go.
night too late, but thank you very much, Siegfried. I make good use of it at some point. And he giggles a little bit.
I mean, preferably in battle. You don't want to kill anyone.
He is way
Oh.
too happy. I'm not used to
Last
seeing
kill.
him like this.
He's in a cheerful mood, yeah.
But yeah, Kelpip had said he was going to prepare a selection for us to peruse. So, here we go.
And prepared I have. Who is shopping first, if you don't mind my asking?
Me.
Wonderful, young man. So, many of these things might be of utility to many of you, but I've come up with a few things that might be interesting and useful to each of you. Now, if I recall correctly, when we spoke previously, you have a penchant for magical abilities. I was able to find something that I feel is helpful. When approached by danger, often I found getting that first impactful cast off is of paramount importance. So, as he produces a small box, it almost looks like a bracelet jewelry box. He opens it and you see a beautiful sort of dark blue rhomboid stone. And he says, this not easily hidden. When you connect to it, it'll orbit your brow. But you will not be surprised while it does so. And don't worry, you can lay down and everything. It'll be fine. It'll just stay there. But it can be destroyed if you're not careful. Like if someone grabs it, they can smash it. But just be aware. This is an Ioun Stone of Awareness. You cannot be surprised while this dark blue rhomboid orbits your head. It does require attunement. Now, I'd be willing to let this go for 300 silver pieces.
I was going to mention I found a book of spells and it's an ancient tome. Perhaps you would be interested in trading this for some of these trinkets.
He holds out his
It's
hand.
quite valuable.
May I?
Yeah.
And
Take
it would be the book that
the
I
spellbook.
cannot learn languages from.
Yeah. He places it on the counter. I will peruse this while the group of you discuss once I've made my presentations. To confirm the
book.
validity of your offers.
Stupid book.
Now, if I recall, you also have a preference for scribing. So I do have this. It came through a few 10 days ago. I did purchase it from the estate of the Goldworthies, who were putting together a little bit of coin. And he produces a small inkwell made of glass with an emerald green, like beautiful deep emerald green ink within it that has this internal luminescence that seems to sort of show and display the color as opposed to making it particularly deep and unable to actually be determined. This is known as an Everscribe's inkwell. It will never run out of ink, and should you wish to change the color by adding a gemstone of appropriate value once powdered and sprinkle into the vial, the ink will magically shift and match that stone's color until the next time you place a gem into it. And this I'll let go for a measly 100 silver.
Ooh, that's really pretty.
Thank you.
Definitely your speed.
All right. Next up, I have a particular choice item for any of you who like to hit things and move quickly.
I'll go.
All right.
I like to hit things.
Wonderful. He opens a sort of wide and flat box. It's like 2 inches in height, but a good foot in depth and about 15 inches wide. And inside you see 2 beautiful leather vambraces. They wouldn't cover your full arm, the full forearm. They would only cover the upper edge or outer edge of your forearm and leave the inner edge uncovered. Emblazoned upon both of them is the leather relief and sort of impression. It looks like it's maybe been stamped leather or tooled into it beautifully, of a griffin about to take off, and a thin line of, it looks to be paint initially, although as it sort of shifts and catches the light within the chamber, it sort of reflects and ripples in ways that you don't expect, like crackling electricity. These are known as Tempest Griffin bracers. You're a little bit faster afoot when you do wear these, and once a day you can vanish like a lightning bolt, striking multiple enemies nearby, and then reappear near any one of the series that you do. And those particular strikes have an extra shock to them, shall we say. Here they are.
Ooh.
Oh.
Did it pop up?
Done.
It did
No,
not.
didn't pop up for me.
Nothing for you? You don't like them?
Sorry?
Do you like them?
Ah, there we go. Hold on.
Sure, those sound very interesting. Because I'm a little bit slower than you all.
They should have popped up now.
But if you want to have them, you go ahead. I'd rather have something more for protection than attacking.
Now, for these, I would be asking I understand, a somewhat princeless sum of 1,000 silver.
Ah, okay.
But
I'll keep those in mind.
Do you need money, Helly?
No.
Sure.
I just want to make sure I don't blow all my money in the first shot.
Why don't we see the rest of the choices?
Yeah, Danen would ask if he has something. Do you have something for protection, like magical armor, or shield, or helmet, shoes, belt?
What did I say for the Ioun stone? It was 300?
300.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm putting it in chat to keep track of everything. Alright. Well, let me come around to that, Master Dunham. I do have one at the moment. Unfortunately, something that I had thought that you might be a fan of was purchased in that large order a few days ago. But not to worry, I do still have something. He tosses a very small box to you. There you are. Take a look. As you crack it
Open the
open.
box.
Crack it open. Inside is a ring encrusted in looks to be a light blue stone, not a diamond. It's too light to be lapis. You're not quite sure. But the ring has a signet in the shape of a shield. This is a ring of protection. It will help aid you magically from some glancing blows and areas of effect. So, there you are.
And what would that run me?
That ring of protection will run 800 silver.
Dunnan, I know you like armor, but I could greatly use this as well. But if you want it, go ahead.
No. I can also try the Ember Blades for some better armor. This one has seen quite the wear and tear. And I've repaired it many times over, but it's showing some, well, open spaces that I can't repair anymore.
Yeah.
So
Now,
I would have hit the Ember Blades anywhere after this.
Now, the potions you were looking at previously, Master Siegfried, speaking of you, I do have two others that were not as part of our previous arrangement. I'm sure you saw them previously, but allow me to expand for your companions as well. There is the crimson one on the right-hand side. That is a potion of vitality. It cures your exhaustion and any diseases or poisons affecting you, and it allows your recovery process for the next day to be particularly verbose. Here's that. So ends exhaustions and gives you maximum hit dice spent for the next day.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a very good potion.
Now, I did end up selling one of the ones that I had, so I can no longer offer that. Someone came in after you last night, but I do still have, I think, the better of the two. This is a small window of a potion, and I would not recommend, while you are under the effects of this, drinking any other potion. Goes without saying for all of them. But this one makes your skin as hard as nails for a brief time. As he sort of swirls the one that he's just plucked up from the shelf. It looks like mercury, like just shifting and flowing inside. This is a potion of invulnerability.
Ooh.
You have resistance to all damage for 1 minute.
Aeolus, I think it's calling your name.
How much is this? Aeolus desperately needs it.
So
Whoa.
the invulnerability will run a costly 400 silver.
I will definitely think about it.
The vitality one is a little bit more cost effective at 250.
Siegfried will go ahead. He wants to buy the ring and both potions.
Well, allow me to finish my presentation.
Sorry.
And then, finally, one that I had selected for you, Mr. Aeolus, based on the jabs that your companions give you constantly. I thought something such as this might be effective should the worst happen. As he raises up a beautiful lantern of blue glass and brass fittings with a small cage around it. And he sort of taps on the blue glass for a moment, and there's a thick, solid thud. It's not like a thin glass. It feels very thick. It's totally solid, not hollow whatsoever. Extremely resistant to anything. But there's a maybe morose. There is a kami of this lantern. While holding it, you can ask the kami to radiate a light for you should you need. And you can ask it to leave the lantern and do small tasks for you, similar to what you'd be able to accomplish with some arcane cantrips of a modicum of skill. But most importantly, if you should fall while the lantern is nearby, the kami shall emerge from it and stabilize you, keep you from dying in that brief moment. This is a ghost lantern.
Okay.
I mean nothing by it. I'm just going off of the jabs of your friends.
How many of those do you have? We need like 10 for Aeolus.
I have not but the one. And this will be a 550 silver.
So
You should really take it, Aeolus.
So once the kami would stabilize me, does the lantern then fall inert, or is it?
No, the kami shall return to the lantern, ready to accomplish the next tasks that you set to it.
Oh.
It's not like a potion, not a single use. Doesn't make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Well, those of you discuss. Dunnan, you're coming down to whisper with me.
What?
Uh-oh.
Whoa!
Dunnan. You feel a draw on your mind. Your vision is pulled off to the back shelf down at the bottom. Just looks like random parts that have been acquired. There's it looks like the head of a hammer, although it's missing the haft at this point. It just looks like the head of a hammer. It's got a round business end, and then the other side of the hammer comes to a pyramid shape. It's dirty, nasty looking, but your attention is drawn particularly strongly to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. But yeah, those bracers would be perfect for Hellerast.
Yeah.
Because if Hellerast wasn't
Into a
grappled,
corner
I
and
would-
picks up something.
Yep.
And I don't know, I'll take it to Spencer, whatever happens. He picks up what you just described.
Okay. So
What is this?
that is oh, you ask Kelpip? As he's currently looking
Yes.
through the book that Willem produced.
Yes. Dana just walks off and takes it. And holds it up.
It's something that came through from Amber Braids. She was unable to melt it down. Thought it might have something. I've been unable to figure it out. I'll throw it in if you purchase some of the other things for, I don't know, call it 20 silver. You can have it.
Sure. I'll take it.
That he's holding.
It's holding what looks to be the metallic part of a hammer. It's boxy in shape. It's got a round business end. That's what it comes out of the main box space, and a pyramid-shaped tail to the head, so such that it's maybe function a little bit like a pick, or used for that end maybe for battering armor as opposed to the flat face. But it just looks like a dirty, dusty, somewhat charred, probably from trying to melt it down, head of a hammer. That's it.
I think there's more than meets the eye to this. I don't know. Something is. I don't know. In my fingers, I feel. I don't know. I have to
Throw it onto the
further
phone.
investigate it.
Yeah. Siegfried is going to spend 2,000 silver to buy the ring, the 2 potions, and the lantern.
Ring, 2 potions, and lantern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that everything, by the way?
The stone for you, I believe. And
Well, I
then
mean, did the shopkeeper have anything else? I meant.
he had the inkwell.
Yeah,
too.
the inkwell.
The bracers,
Yeah,
right?
so the bracers, the iron stone, the inkwell, the ring, the 2 potions, the lantern, and
The hammer.
At
Yeah, I
least
just
take
wanted to
the
make sure you were
bracers.
done explaining. That's all.
I do have also a few basic healing potions if the group of you are in dire need of them. But they would run 25 silver each.
Willem, that ring that I gave you, that can absorb healing potions.
Oh yes, yeah. I just figured when you mentioned the potions, of course we were going to get them. But thank you for reminding me. Also, Mr. Shopkeep, I know you're looking at my book, but do you have any items of vast darkness or evil for sale? I just double checking.
Fresh out, unfortunately.
Okay, could you keep an eye out?
I can.
Thanks, you're a gem.
I do have, although I have nothing to supply it with. Are you capable with wands within your purview?
As in, pew pew pew. Yeah, I love doing that.
I do have.
Well, I love thinking about doing it. I've never actually done it. Okay, I think I can do it.
Certainly. Well, I asked because I do have a single wand currently. I wasn't sure if you were or not. My apologies for not presenting it to you previously. He opens a box and produces a strange-looking dagger with a red leather-wrapped hilt and 3 small, perfectly sort of curved gemstones sort of set into the hilt. This is a dagger, first and foremost, and you can use it as such. But you can store scrolls of magical ability within the wand and use them in perpetuity, provided that they still exist within it. This is the Dagger of the Ogre Mage.
Ooh.
Aeolus, I am just going to give the lantern to you because I don't have enough attunement slots. Is that all right?
Yeah, I mean, Aeolus can purchase the lantern.
Okay, I will add the gold back, and then you can subtract it from yours.
Yep.
So the lantern was. I forgot that the ring. The ring was also attunement.
So, what does Siegfried currently have?
I have the staff of thunder and lightning, the moss-hide troll belt, and now the ring of protection.
Right. Okay.
So those are all attunement for me.
Because I'm trying to update the
The
Party
full
loot.
list. Yeah.
And these are standard healing potions, right? Not greater healing.
Correct. The standard, which is 2d4
Okay.
plus 2. Currently, he has 10 of them available.
Okay, I bought 4.
Oh, no, noted. Okay. All right, so
Sorry, everybody was talking, so I just typed it out. But
all right. Nice dagger, cantrip scrolls. He definitely has the purple gemstone. Now that'll be a purple gemstone for the inkwell, correct?
yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna get the ion stone and the inkwell, and
Okay.
the purple would be.
To change the color of the inkwell, it is 50 gold worth of a gemstone.
Oh, gold.
Yeah.
So used to us doing silver.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
costly gemstone to change the color.
Yeah, and he has that to do though, like a 50 gold worth.
He can provide a stone for it, but it'd be 500 silver.
Yeah, no, I understand. I guess it just depends on how much this dagger is and if there's any cantrip scrolls.
The dagger is 600 silver, and he will include 1 cantrip scroll with it.
Nice. Sold. What scroll?
What cantrip are you looking for?
Eldritch Blast.
Roll me a percentage check. You are looking for above a 70.
Man, I would love the ability to just learn cantrips.
He does not have Eldritch Blast at the moment.
He
He does have. Moment. Grab this.
I'll take the randomness. That's also awesome.
Right.
Give me the chaos.
Okay, for some reason it's not showing in my spell options. Let me pull it up on my other sheet. Give me a moment. Who are you guys buying? All of the things? What things are you buying? What things are you not?
I would done things to himself. After with some consideration, I think I'm taking the prices.
I already bought them.
Ah, you already bought them.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I already
you
bought
already yeah.
Okay. Never mind then.
Group has.
I missed it.
Titties.
I mean, if you need some money at the Amber Braids, I have some extra left over if you want.
The cantrip that he provides to you is called Fault. You make a ranged spell attack against a target within 60 feet of you. It's verbal somatic. On a hit, the target takes damage equal to your level. In addition, you learn the following attributes about the target: vulnerabilities, resistances, and immunities.
Sounds awesome. Was that included or separate?
That's
just so I
included
can.
with the scroll.
Okay. Cool.
Or included with the wand. I'll put a snip of it here.
Much appreciated. I see it over there. So I would snag those. I'll grab the purple stone thing too. I just toss the stuff out just in case I'm conflicting with folks. And then I just have to ask, are there any healing pots left? Because I know Helly.
I bought 4, so there's 6 remaining. 25 each.
So whatever people don't buy, Willem would get for the ring.
So Heliras, that's 1,100 silver.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Party loot.
I spent 1,450, I believe.
Okay, you got which things?
I got the ring, the 2 potions.
Ring and the 2 potions. Okay, noted. So ring was 800, potion was 400, so 1,200, and vitality 1,450. Correct.
Yep.
There's
Right. Is someone currently editing the party loot one, or can I take control of it?
I was, because I updated the magical items everyone has on them now.
Gotcha. If you include, when you're typing out the name of the magic item, not the A, but if you include a bracket around the name, exactly as it appears in the journal, it'll add a link to that particular handout also.
Oh, okay.
anybody wants to tell me my total, I'd appreciate it.
Certainly. So the wand was 600. The ink was 100, so 700. The stone was 300, so 1,000. Scroll included, and then the purple stone to change the ink pot to purple. 1,500 silver.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll probably just grab 2 of the potions if other people want to buy the other 4.
Certainly, mark off another 50 then, and add 2 potions to your own inventory.
That
That's
was awesome. That was
4.
awesome, Kelvip. You, this is so much stuff.
So
And Master Wilm, I do appreciate you providing this tome to me. Some of the things I'm familiar with, but some are entirely new to me. In the interest of, would you prefer credit towards the coin, or would you like me to trade something of value in addition to the items the group of you are already purchasing?
Well, we've got a great relationship, so I want to keep that open. But if you have something interesting to trade for it, I trust you.
Certainly. Let me see what I have.
I've always loved books, so I can keep an eye out, and perhaps we can continue trading too.
All right. Aeolus, is the items set up accurately as far as like attunements and everything go at this point?
yes.
Okay.
The only thing that doesn't have a hyperlink is the staff of.
I'll double check that. I think
And
it
then
does, but I'll
Aeolus-
double check the name on it.
And then
Um,
Aeolus is going to buy the other 4 potions that are left.
Noted. Okay. That's 100 total. All right. Make sure to add your items to your own respective sheets as well, so you have them there where you can see them and not forget that they exist.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so you know, Spencer, I added Weird Hammer with Pyramid Head to my inventory.
Yeah. Hammerhead. Yeah. Add a dark metal hammerhead to.
Okay.
Yeah. He produces. Kelpip goes over to the far side of the room, away from the bar top, and pulls down what looks to be sort of a rain cloak from the side. It looks on one of the hooks. Sort of shakes it out for a moment and hands it over to you, Willem. A fair trade.
Sorry, I missed what it was. Can you repeat that?
Looks like a very dark colored rain cloak. It's got a silver thread that runs along the opening. It doesn't go all the way down. It looks like it would cover your head and shoulders, and go about maybe a third of the way down your back and just over your chest to sort of keep rain and whatnot off of you. It's not a full cape or anything like that. It's more like a mantle.
It's quite nice. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. Focus on it, and I'm sure you'll find something enjoyable about it.
Right, we all done here?
That is a mantle of spell resistance.
Yeah,
Ooh, awesome.
I think heading to Amber Braids is the call I'm looking for. Fighter armor.
Everybody got nice stuff, and all I got was this weird hammer I can't figure out.
I asked you if you wanted the bracers, and you said no, you weren't sure, so I grabbed them.
Yeah, well, you beat me to it. Fair enough.
Other
well,
people can always attune to them. You guys have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll trade out stuff eventually. Siegfried would kind of wait behind while everyone's shopping and just kind of tap Dunnan on the shoulder for a second. It's like, Dunnan, maybe after the Amber Braids, you and I can get a drink. I need to talk to you about something personal.
Really? Sure.
Yeah.
We can talk in Dwarfish if you want. So nobody understands.
Do I know Dwarvish? Yes, I do know Dwarvish.
I hope you do.
Yes, I switch over to Dwarvish and be like, I went back to the barracks and there was some mail waiting for me.
Mail?
And he shiftily looks around and he pulls out a letter, and then you see like it's a perfumed love letter that someone left for Siegfried. What am I supposed to do with this?
Well, read it, of course.
Read it right now?
Yeah, then. Sure. What are you waiting for? I mean, don't you be excited?
I guess, but we're dealing with so many things right now.
So, you're allowed to have some fun from time to time. Give me that letter, and I'll snatch it from his hand and open it.
Yeah, it's probably I haven't decided who it's from exactly yet, but one of the things from Siegfried's background is a love letter.
Oh.
But I'll be like, I think it's someone I used to work with in the mines. I think it might be one of Helly's cousins.
Ooh.
They're the only other one that's tall as me there.
Ooh, there's some nasty stuff in here. Ooh. I don't want to meet this person. She sounds nice. Or they sound nice. Aren't you curious?
I got the Staff of Thunder and Lightning updated.
Well, I guess I've never written a letter. I've never responded to a love letter before.
Well, there is always a first time. Just
Let me
reflect on it. It doesn't run away.
guess. Siegfried is just deep in thought as we're heading over to the Amber Braids.
I just punch him on the back. You go, man. Proud of you. Let's go to the Amber Braids then.
Alright. Easily enough, arrive at the Amber Braids. The familiar ping of the forge being worked at the moment by Emil. You enter and find Andre, currently in the middle of, looks to be smoking a pipe instead of working. But there's nobody in the shop, so who cares? He sort of raises his eyebrows. Hey, where are you lot been?
Well, we are here for some shopping.
Look like you don't have money to
see us?
Since when have you had money to spend? You drink all of it.
Oh, I'm gonna let you bite on that. And I'll show him my armor that has some wear and tear because he had it for a long time. I had this armor for quite a while and I tried to maintain it as best as I could on the road, but I think it's long overdue that I get something new.
You're currently using chainmail, correct?
Yes. Still from the start, yeah.
Alright, well, you didn't join the fucking watch, so you're not getting it on the tab.
I don't mind paying for good stuff.
Alright, well, the most I could do... most I could... It's currently chainmail, right? Not a chain shirt.
No, it's chainmail. Yeah.
It'd be a few days. Emil's got another project at the moment. Should be done sometime tomorrow. But after that, if you can pay for it, and I mean pay for it, she'll be able to fashion you some splint.
That sounds great.
We can use most of the chain that you got already. Just patch a few spots in it, and add the splints to it. Save you a bit
But
of
I would
coin
have-
there. I'll run you $12.50.
But I have to part from my chainmail. Do you want me to run around
Okay.
naked?
Do you not wear anything underneath it? You fucking savage.
I'm going out tomorrow. I need it. I can't go out with no armor.
Who are you going out with that expects you to wear armor for your activities?
You don't know what my profession is, you dumb fuck. I'm mercenaries. We are the bloody mad dogs. We do shit.
but,
We fight stuff. We
I-
get hit a lot.
I think we can wait a little bit if it means getting armor for you, Dunnan.
Absolutely.
How many days are we talking, Andre?
Well,
Like a week? 5 days?
No, not a 10-day.
Are we all there, by the way?
Don't you have any of that fancy, armor that's all plates and stuff for him?
I already talked with Emil about it. It's
It's
too
costly.
expensive.
Boy.
It's very
I-
costly.
I would chip in my extra money for it because you're always protecting us.
I
Well, it's very nice of you, but I think Emil said it's like 10,000 silver. Not even we have that amount of money.
It's made from scratch to be 15, actually.
Yes. Yeah, right.
Better part of a month's worth of work. Emil focusing on nothing else.
I think a splint
Focus
for
on
now
measurement.
sounds fine.
Understand, it would take Emil away from the forge for a great deal of time. We not need one to bring in an apprentice to cover the light work while she's doing that.
Yeah.
It's all goes
No, let's-
directly by your measurements, and you better hope you don't get a potbelly 6 months after we make it for you, because that'll be another 1,000 to try to fix it.
No.
Could we put a down payment on it?
There's no, we're not making it until it's fully paid, so better off paying us if you want it made. In
No,
fact,
I think the split mail sounds fine. So, is it like how many days? And I'll give you the chain.
3 days.
Mm.
From now, I mean, it shouldn't take her 3 days to work on it, but she's got to finish what she's doing now. It's for the beginning of summer. She likes to have it done a few days ahead of time so it can be reviewed.
Are you sure, you guys, you want to wait 3 days here? Just for me, waiting to get my armor?
There's a few things that I can catch up on.
And I just say in Dwarvish, I can maybe answer that letter.
Oh, right.
What letter did you get?
Don't let Andre know it. Don't let... Siegfried.
Why are you trying to
Nothing
be
of
sneaky?
concern for you, Andre.
Oh, crap. I forgot we're a Dwarvish establishment. Never mind. Everyone, forget about it.
Hey everyone,
I
he's
just
trying to be
said,
sneaky
yeah,
about some
there is
letter.
your money, Andre. Forget it. You never heard a thing. And I
Alright.
give him the
Everyone ask
1250.
Aeolus, what's he talking about?
It's his business.
Don't answer it.
Nothing.
Yeah, fine. Takes the 1250. Give me this chain. Strip.
By
Yeah.
the way, what's the watch armor? Like, what kind of armor is it?
Breast milk.
Breastplate.
Oh,
Breastplate.
breastplate, yeah.
Yeah.
Breast milk.
Can you
Male.
my breast milk?
Breast milk.
Can you make it darker and fearsome with details or the bloody mad dog? You guys are capable of that, right?
You're asking the Amber Braid to alter the breastplate that was given to you by the Watch.
Yeah, I wanted to look fierce.
You've asked
We're
us.
mad
You've asked
dogs.
this is the second time you've asked us of us, Wilm. We're not.
Yeah,
We're not changing the things
but
that
I'll give you
have.
more money.
You can buy another breastplate and have it custom.
How much is that?
4,000.
Never mind.
Understand, to change how that looks would look poorly upon the Watch, and they pay us a lot more money than, no offense, the rest of you do.
I didn't forget, but Willem's going to ask every time anyways. That's just his thing.
Yeah, all good.
Well, expect us in 3 to 4 days. Thank you very much, Andre.
Certainly, I see why you like wearing your armor. Hides that gut of yours.
Got,
Just so you know, Jovan liked that belly very much in last night.
That's why you're so
Not that
happy.
you know anything about that, but
and just so you know, that gut has taken many hits for me. I love that
yes.
gut.
It's a protective gut.
I don't think I need to make a comment on that. I'll leave that one alone. See you in a few
Now,
days.
back to business
Mm.
talk.
With
Other
Andre
armor.
or when you guys leave?
With Andre.
Okay.
I'm looking for lighter armor.
Lighter. Aye. What kinds? You currently wear the breastplate, right?
Yes.
So we have
Are you sure you wanna get hit more than already, Aeolus?
we have some studded hides. A little bit bulky, but provide good protection. The tanners are working on some new leather straps for us. Should have some in about a day or two. Just basic leathers. I'm gonna add some studs to it and some rings if you'd like a little bit extra protection above and beyond plain leather.
That's how much would that run me?
For the
For
slightly
the
the ringed
studded
leather. Aye. That'd be about 400.
I can do that.
Yeah, wonderful. That's all me, so I'll have that late tomorrow for you.
Alrighty.
Well,
Thank you.
mark off the 400. And you can add ring leather. It's effectively studded leather, but studs don't actually provide any protection. So it's rings that are stitched onto the leather, steel rings.
Okay.
So it's not quite mail, but it's not quite leather either. Anything else here with Andre in the group you want to do?
Helly will kind of peek back to see if Emil
Emil.
is looking too busy or not. She's kind of been trying to peek around the corner the whole time.
Make a stealth check or perception. Stealth check if you're trying to be sneaky about it. Otherwise, just make that perception check.
Okay. Somehow I closed my sheet. And that was perception?
Yeah, perception. And stealth if you're trying to be sneaky about it.
No, I'm not trying to be sneaky.
Okay.
Wondering if she sees me and has a certain reaction, so. Oh my god.
Aeolus have added the ring leather in your armor section. Just make sure not tick the breastplate when you don't have it.
Yep.
Hey, nice roll. Sort of wander around the corner. It's only like 30 feet or so. You just sort of stand leaning against the side for a moment, watching her work. She's currently looks. You're not quite sure what she's making. But her hair's tied back with a few thick braids to just sort of try to hold everything together. So even if something does come out of the braid down her back, it's still sort of contained somewhat. As she works, you can see the sweats flowing from her form as the forge continues to glow. Eventually, about 10 minutes or so go by, and she puts the piece that she's working back into the coals for a little while. Takes a sip from a large stein. Sits down and just keeps watching the metal, looking for the color change. She doesn't take notice of you. Seems quite involved in her work at the moment.
Okay.
Siegfried would also just inquire if there's any sort of improved leather armor available for him. If there's anything stronger than the studded leather he has. I know they're not leather workers. Yeah.
So yeah, the most they can do would be to add the rings to the leather.
Yeah.
Other than that, they could, if they had appropriate hides of specific creatures, that they could make natural scaled armor once it was dyed and dealt with, or they could make steel scales. But both of those would pale in comparison to the breastplate with which you are already proficient.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Siegfried.
Yep.
If you're looking for for stronger armor than you have, I was thinking about heading to the establishment later and asking if Kelpip's able to improve armor, if it's possible.
Maybe. I just totally forgot that I was proficient with a breastplate. That was and I had a breastplate from the watch. I've never used it before. I think because for some reason I put studded leather, and I think I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
So I'm okay for now, but that's definitely something we should check on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So if you have your breastplate equipped, your AC should not be 23.
It's because I have the global AC modifiers.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like shield and
yeah. So hold on, I'm gonna clear that one. There we go.
I think
if you tick breastplate in the bottom because it's being
I won't touch my sheet. I'll let you mess
AC
with it.
is not being used. Use custom AC. Okay, there we go. So that should be 15 plus. Breastplate is 14. Yeah, plus your Dex mod, which is 2, so 16. Plus 1 for your Ring of Protection, which is in there already, and then the shield. Yep, up to 19.
Okay, yeah, that's great. That's exactly what I needed.
Yeah. So I'm using the global AC for the shield.
Yep.
To easily equip or unequip, but the breastplate in the items, like in your inventory down underneath, you can tick that because it's just drag and dropped. So when that's ticked, it'll automatically do the breastplate calculation.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
I honestly can't remember where I got that studded leather from. Why I did it, but for some reason I have it.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the druids can't wear metal thing. That makes zero actual
sense.
Sense.
I think maybe I was thinking that maybe
metal comes from the earth.
Yeah.
Alright. Like, it would make more sense if druids didn't wear leathers and hides as opposed to metals.
Yeah.
Like, it would make
Right.
more sense. Alright. Alright, anything else in town for the day?
Yes, Willem would like to investigate if there are magical cod pieces.
There are, but unfortunately they make you incontinent.
Sorry, Denny, you're gonna have to accept that.
Siegfried's just gonna find a quiet place outside, maybe somewhere in nature, and just contemplate how to respond to the letter that's been delivered to him.
Daniel's probably gonna play with the pup and in the evening drink ale, eat food, tell tales, make a drinking game
Before
with
we
some locals. Sorry.
part, no, sorry.
ahead.
Before we part, I'll just ask Aeolus, should we make a report to the watch?
I mean, we can, and inform them that we found what we spotted and that we're heading to the patron in a few days.
Do you want to do it, or do I do it, or should we both do it?
The watch should watch themselves. They're not doing so great.
I mean, if you want to, I'm gonna head to the edge of the pinwood for a bit.
Be careful. Do you
I
need that? Do you need that potion of invulnerability?
No, I'm not venturing too far.
What about our potion of virility?
Vitality. But yeah, all right. Siegfried nods, and he will head off towards the watch to make report.
Okay.
To Blackburn Keep.
Alright, sounds good. Easy
Is it
enough,
Blackthorn, Blackbriar, Blackburn?
Blackburn, yeah.
Blackburn. Okay, I got it right.
Because they're, it's Blackburn Keep, Blackburn Watch. Blackbriar would have been good too, but no, it's Blackburn. It's named for the dark color of the wood that looks like it's burned. That helps support the keep itself. It's safe, but it has that dark coloration. That when the people founded Elderthorn originally, and this was already here, it gave it its name. I believe I've added fault correctly to your sheet as well, Willem.
Gracias, senor.
Right. You make your report. Roll me a d6, please. See which lieutenant you make your report to.
I got a 1.
1. Oh, I have to scroll down. Oh, it's above everything. There we go. So that would be a Lieutenant Arvier. He's currently in at the time of day that you stop by after the Amber Braid. You're probably there about noon. So yeah, he would be in the yard at the moment. He's drilling recruits.
Yeah. This time we don't really have much to keep secret, because Aeolus already gave the second stone to Kelpit, but so Siegfried would just give an honest report of what they did in Almskirk and the owlbear, the orcs, the weird shadow temple, all that, and especially the attack we found outside of Elderthorn.
Okay. He does call.
Oh, and I also tell them about the passageway we found near the owlbear to like a weird jungle location.
Okay. So he
And
does call Lieutenant Lori. He sends one of the recruits to go find her. And has her come and listen. And she goes to collect a few recruits. She's gonna go take a look at this attack that the group of you came upon.
Yeah. I roll out the map I've been editing sort of as we've been walking, and I show them all the places that I'm talking about, at least on the map that I can.
Okay. When you speak of this passageway that you found to this primeval jungle space, he takes note of it, appreciates mentioning it, and then says best not to mention that to too many people. We want to know what it is before people start trying to push there to exploit. It sounds like it was in a very dangerous place to get to.
Understood. The only person we've spoken of it to so far is Madame Toadtooth. And she didn't seem to know much about it. I don't think she's going to tell it to many people.
He confirms that he'll pass this along to Storm Surge as well, but that Storm Surge and he will be the only people that he actually shares that with. Lori's has since departed,
and then
to gather her party.
I also just let him know that we're going to be in town for probably about 3 days, and then we're planning on making our way to Crypt.
That sounds good. He appreciates the report. He does pass along to you to pass out to, because he's not been back yet, Aeolus, and Willem, your last month's pay for the watch. You've not been in since the month started. And that is
monies?
I'm echoing. That is 100 silver.
Ballin'.
For
each.
Willem
Okay.
and Siegfried, and Aeolus is 200 silver.
Okay, let me just 100 SP for Willem.
They can add it to their sheets themselves.
Okay, all right, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll just add 100 to myself. Awesome. I thank him, and I say, is there anything we should keep an eye out for the watch? Any developments?
Nothing yet. Wishes you luck, but he has no pressing missions or anything to impart upon you.
Okay. Then I would just go. I would probably try and find Aeolus because I'm worried about him by the pinwood.
Aeolus, you head over to the Binwood. Speaking of.
Yeah. I head about 30 feet into the tree line. I grab the reinforced great spear, and I carve into one of the trees to get some of the sap out. And I
This is
take
the one that's been coated, so it's not affected by the sap, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll take one of the steel holy symbols that we found.
Okay.
And I want to let I want to coat it in the sap.
Okay. A few moments pass, and you can see the sap does begin to eat into the steel.
Okay.
Finding the weaknesses, the small imperfections of iron that pockmark even the best steel that can be made at this point. There's still small impurities of iron, and those sort of worm their way through as the sap starts to eat through. This is a thin piece of metal. It takes not but 5 minutes, and it's virtually gone.
Okay.
Well, one of them. You have 3 more.
I'm just gonna start looking for wood that I'm able to harvest from the trees to start working on a project.
Okay. Make a survival check. DC 16, because the pinwood does not
Oof.
produce a lot of good wood.
Yeah, man.
10 is not gonna do it.
Growing frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm just going to continue to walk the tree line that 30 feet in of the pinwood and just walk around the edge of Elderthorn and try to see if
Okay.
there are any tracks of undead or creatures that have come close.
Okay. You spend some time here. About 40 minutes go by, and then you pass one of the Blackburn patrols, who salute you as you pass. Nothing seems untowards. The rest of your day is spent sort of wandering up and down the perimeter here. No tracks. You pass this another patrol every roughly hour or so. The day passes for you. Lost in your own thoughts. The day passes for each of you in time. One by one, retiring, working on your own flights of fancy. And that'll bring us to the, I believe, 16th of Kythorn? Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'll ask it this way. Does anyone have any other things they wish to do in town other than picking up Dunnan's armor, and then heading out?
But then we'll definitely take a look at the hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Find
Siegfried's
items
gonna,
of vast darkness and evil.
Fresh out.
Well,
Siegfried's gonna write a
well,
letter
we'll put
back
out fillers.
to Gorizura and see if she wants to.
So the group, you have some things you still want to do in town. So
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
pick up on the morning of the 16th. Next session.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
As you have you'll pick up your armor tomorrow, because that'll be the third day. Yeah. No, sorry, 2 days from now. So you have all of this day, all of the 17th, and then you'll depart and you'll pick up your armor at the end of the 17th.
It's been a while since we did a shopping session, but I thought it was fun.
No.
Oh, yeah,
Selling
we picked up a
items
whole
of
bunch
evil. He'll take food.
Evil food.
What month is it now?
It is currently Kythorn. So here, let me draw you guys
Kythorn. Okay.
on the calendar.
The time of flowers.
Yep. So here is that, and summer starts on the 21st of Kythorn. That is the beginning of summer.
Is there like a festival or something in Elderthorn for that, or is it just like a normal day?
There is not. No, the festival happens at midsummer after Flame Ball.
Okay. Okay. Because
uh,
Siegfried wouldn't want to miss that.
Yeah, this year there will be Midsummer and Shield Meet. So
Okay.
it's 2 days. All of the days, Midwinter, Midsummer, Shield Meet, High Harvest Tide, Green Grass, Feast of the Moon, they all happen outside of the numbered days.
Yep. And then the shield meet happens like every
4 years.
Yeah. Yep.
But so they all exist outside of it. And then in the Aquan and Droucia channel, I've added each of the individual months, and I've added the calendar to mark where the solstice and equinox are, which marks the beginning of each season. Because Midwinter, Midsummer, and Greengrass all bisect their respective seasons. autumn because it's harvest time, as high harvest tide, which marks the beginning of the harvest in autumn, and the feast of the moon, which so high harvest tide is 15 days roughly, or sorry, it's the beginning of the first full month of autumn, and then feast of the moon is the end of the last full month of autumn. So that way, the middle of autumn is all harvest time. So you get two
Nice.
holidays in autumn, but they're separated.
Hmm.
So, fun. Now I have a way to mark actual time.
Yeah.
I
and
can't wait for the
Cool
claw
stuff.
of winter.
Yeah, and for context, the adventure began just where was it?
We began like right after winter, right?
Yeah, so we began on the end of the beginning of Tarshk. The Claw of Storms. The first of Tarshk. Because it was 10 days after the end of winter when the melt was announced and the loggers could return to Lisette and begin their spring work.
Oh yeah.
It takes a few days for word to travel places and whatnot, and then another few days for them to get ready. So,
It's been lovely, guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great having
See you guys
everybody.
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That was fun.
Next week.
I love y'all.